very busy year at PrivateFly. 1 year on since we were acquired by Directional Aviation, and in particular became part of the OneSky group. One of the huge advantages for us in the States was that we then fed into the Sentient Standard accredited aircraft operators, of which Chuck is the head of safety. That allowed the top 25% of aircraft operators to be utilized by PrivateFly.
Correct. We work with the top 25% based not only on their safety criteria, but also how much they actually imbibe a sense of industry best practices. So it's also a sense of safety practices above what the FAA actually requires of each of the operators. And in addition to that, we're also very much interested in the culture of the operators as well. So it's not just the safety, but it's also the service they provide, and also the ability to respond to certain things such as mechanical failures or service recoveries that need to be actually implemented.
And one of the big advantages of that is the top 25% of operators then get a huge amount of volume from the OneSky family. And between FlexJet, Sentient and PrivateFly, I don't think there's anybody else who buys more charter than that.
This year we're on target for 35,000 hours of charter purchase. And just like you mentioned a moment ago, the relationships that we have with the operators, the closer the relationship, the more volume that we can actually put towards specific operators. So we have our top 10 or so operators representing more than half of our revenue. And with that comes almost a built-in type of security, understanding that we're doing the most amount of business with a fewer set of operators, and therefore it becomes an easier job for me to make sure that the standards that they are actually using is actually meeting our criteria, and it's a much more condensed set of operators that we can actually oversee and maintain.
So it was a busy summer for PrivateFly 2019. Not only did we have our own expansion, we continue to grow very fast organically, but within the group we're now looking after FlexJet and Sentient clients when they fly in Europe. So we'll be applying some of those same learnings from the States in Europe, looking to work more closely with the top operators in Europe and really building the trust between ourselves and the operators and feeding a lot more flights to that top end of the market.
Exactly. So we're going to be taking that same methodology with the way that we qualify operators in the United States, and we'll be bringing that to the EU so that we can expand our network and provide more business for our clients.
So as we look ahead to the last quarter and into 2020, another busy year.